Hello, and welcome to our lesson on project fundamentals. This segment will cover the project environment and factors affecting the project. There are many factors beyond the goals of a project that affect its nature. The size of the structure of a project. Another significant element that affects projects is the organization's culture. The structure of the organization itself also affects its projects. By examining different structures, we can begin to conclude that effect, particularly as it pertains to resources and personnel. Experts generally divide organizations into three main types: functional, project-focused, and matrix. In many ways, the functional organizational structure is the classic structure, and it is typically divided by specialty, with multiple layers of hierarchy in each active area. In most cases, this structure of silos sees little cross-functional cooperation. Divisions such as marketing, IT, human resources, and operations only share managers at the highest executive levels. Structuring an organization in this manner may increase its efficiency. This is because resources with similar skill sets are close, allowing more efficient management, hiring practices, and cross-training. Though quite efficient for operational work, projects are forced to draw resources from multiple departments, and the project leaders themselves often report to one of them. Because of the need to draw resources from multiple functional areas, the structure has the potential to present various difficulties during the project. The difficulties are authority. Though the project leader is responsible for the project's success, they rarely have direct, formal authority over all team members. If difficulties arise, the best action is to seek support from a resources functional manager. However, this can be slow, inefficient, and especially problematic if managers agree with their subordinates. This bureaucracy can be highly damaging to projects with tight schedules or viral outcomes. Priority. The stark reality is that projects rarely get 100% of any functional resources time assigned to them. It is not uncommon for an active manager to lend 25%, for example, of a resource's time to a project effort. These resources always continue to have responsibility, typically operational work in their home department, and they frequently need to make decisions about prioritizing project and departmental tasks. Vision. In many cases, only the project sponsor and project leader have a proper view of the big picture, including the problem of opportunity the project is designed to address and the plans, tasks, and outcomes the project hopes to realize. Projects are complicated. They are often designed to benefit multiple functional areas of an organization and often borrow resources unevenly. Because of this, certain project parts may seem more important or beneficial to certain available managers, while others do not. Though there are difficulties involved, it is essential not to get discouraged. Functional organizations regularly complete successful projects. Their managers often have much experience supporting ongoing projects. From the project's perspective, these managers are key stakeholders who must be adequately accounted for while planning and execution are underway. Finally, a core advantage of a functional organization is the depth of resources available to a project. If a team member leaves or becomes unavailable, there's a good chance of a viable replacement in their home department. In a purely functional organization where all resources fall under functional silos, who does the project manager work for? The answer can vary, but two scenarios are common. In many cases, especially if the projects are smaller, one of the functional areas provides the project manager. This is usually the silo that has the most interest in the project. In another case, the project managers have their functional area, the Project Management Office, or PMO. This office typically defines organization-wide project standards, hires project managers, assigns them as needed, and coordinates projects that require interactions to succeed. This can benefit projects that affect multiple departments since favoritism, or its appearance, is less likely to occur. At the end of the spectrum are project-focused organizations. They have minimized functional structures that are often relatively flat, meaning there are very few layers of management between the bottom and the top. Project-focused organizations are defined by resources' primary attachment to individual projects rather than a department of division. Because of this, project leaders tend to have much more direct authority over team members. They are often directly involved in searching for, hiring, promoting, and terminating the employment of resources. Because this structure radically differs from a functional structure, the issues affecting projects in functional organizations, authority, priority, and vision, are minimized. Instead, the project is more likely to experience issues like those of standalone organizations. Competition. Though competition is often seen as good, competition between projects within the same organization can have adverse effects, especially when finding and retaining resources and team members. The temporary nature of projects means that team members must seek new projects as old ones end, often to remain employed. This can result in the temptation to jump ship when a longer running or more desirable project becomes available. Vital projects nearing an end or otherwise less desirable can be left starving for resources, struggling to complete their objectives and meet their schedules. Viability. Because each project is independent, greater demands are often present regarding its return on investment. Whether designed to meet a stated need, address a problem, or turn a financial profit, projects in this environment must consistently demonstrate the potential for a net positive outcome. Because of this, projects that exceed resource or time constraints face cancellation. Even projects on track are regularly compared to other projects to decide if they remain a solid investment. This reality often requires the project leader or sponsor to continuously advocate for the project within a larger organization, which can take time away from managing the project. Autonomy. One advantage of functional organizations includes the functions served by the resources home department, recruitment efforts, coverage of absent recourses, training, and establishing a career path for employees. The absence of these elements means that individual projects shoulder the load for each resource and have difficulty gaining the efficiencies larger departments enjoy. The independent nature of the project teams can also make it difficult to appreciate the lessons learned from previous projects. A disincentive to share these and benefit competing projects may even appear. Once again, it is important not to become discouraged. Project and their teams can benefit greatly from this structure as they are essentially the most important part of the organization. The freedom afforded to them, and in some cases, the competitive nature, can strongly motivate project leaders and their team members. As a result, decisions are made faster, stakeholder lists are shorter, and the dead weight of underperforming team members is often lessened. In industries with a highly mobile workforce, the perpetually temporary nature of this structure can also hold appeal. Some of the most modern and profitable organizations attribute much of their success to the project-focused model. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall continue discussing the project environment and factors affecting the project. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.